It's been a wonderful week and our first inaugural week with the Treaty 2 government on behalf of Grand Chief Eugene Eastman and our entire staff, Shkabek, and our nation. So I want to say thank you for believing in us and for helping us to get to this point. To everyone all across the land. I want to do an introduction for you. And I want you to know that MTN Live is being recorded live on Treaty 2 territory right here on Central Turtle Island. And to put this into context, where we came from was when the original Chippewa and the Cree, Mushkiwu, came here. We're in this territory. They made Treaty 2 on August the 21st, 1871 at Manitoba House. Just between Sandy Bay Nation and Ebb and Flow Nation. That's where Manitoba House used to be in Kinnesota, Manitoba. When they were there, they met with representatives from Rupert's Land and representatives of the Queen of England and Ireland. They made treaty there. The original Chippewa, that's where we come from. We're Anishinaabe people. We come from the Chippewa, the original Chippewa. The original Chippewa who were present at Treaty Number 2, who were there, they constitute our treaty with what we have now known as Anishinaabe Agawitiwinin Nish Win Wejinikate. Niche Treaty 2, it included all our original 9 nations at that time. The FNT2T government now has 11 nations. We're gathering in numbers. The purpose of the treaty, the original intent, the purpose of our treaty was to protect the territory and, as I quote, to open up to settlement and immigration, attractive country bounded and described hereinafter mentioned. So all the territory that was mentioned at that time. And then it was to obtain the consent thereto of our Indian subjects inhabiting the said tract. So in this area, they were looking for consent to. And then to make treaty and arrangements with Kiicha Anishinaabe Menanik so that there may be peace and goodwill. When treaty was made with our kind, Anishinaabe, who come from Central Turtle Island under natural law. When once man was lowered to earth, man was responsible to participate and respect natural law. That's my word today. The Treaty 2 territory, in looking at our map, is a very unique and diverse place. The landscape has 9 nations. 9 nations that had partaken in the treaty discussions, in the treaty making, 15 more First Nations reside within 15 more nations, reside within the territory. 15 nations. And then there are 2 more, Sandy Bay and Zaging, which straddle the border of Treaty 2 territory. There are 3 Dakota nations that also are within the Treaty 2 territory. So we have a very unique, condensed, dense population in Treaty 2 territory. As well, we have 8, count them, 8 Treaty 4 nations and another 2 Treaty 5 nations. There's so many nations in this territory. That's where we have our strength. In unity, we can stand together. This is because this is our voice. This is our time. Our First Nation, our FNT2T government and local nations are Dauphin River, Kakakwikachayong, ebb and flow, Gamblers, Kisikuinin, Lake Manitoba, Dog Creek, Kajinikadamwa, Chihuahua, Animozibing, Anando Dijnikadano, Lake St. Martin, Upashkutiang, Udijnikadano, Little Saskatchewan, Kishkakamiga, Kijinikate Magat, Ni Chanishnave Minani, Ochichaco CP, me, Crane River, me, Grand Chief Eugene Eastman Ayat, me, Wetch, Aige, Pinemotang Nation, where that Nakia on Highway 6, Skaunan, Ishkaunaning is in the gun Biswak, me, Geke, we know. Shigo, Tutanawazibing, Valley River, Kajinikaswak, we know. Ishnabe when a question Gino Dinket. And then all of the communities coming together, combining under Treaty 2 territory, will be solid as a rock. What rights were given when we made treaty? When we had peace, when we were making a treaty for arrangements to have peace and goodwill, what rights did we seek? At the time, when treaty was made, our FNT, First Nations in Treaty 2 territory government of the day, had included the right to govern ourselves and to determine our own destiny, to determine our own destiny, including our right to develop and amend our own laws. And we were given the right to establish our own governance procedures. And that's what we're doing here today. We're beginning to enact all those rights. And then where did that come from? Well, it came from the decisions of our Anishinaabeg in 1871. We know agi ay sagasay tiot agi nagatendamat agi anamiawat agi gikendamat anin wisisema aknigan. They deliberated, they ceremonied, they asked for guidance, and guidance was received. Our administration here at Treaty 2 government consists right now and looks after the communications, the corporations, the finance and human resources, and the operations of the Treaty 2 government. Mia, Mango, Ejichigyang, that is what we're doing right here, right now, on this Friday, November the 27th, 2020. Our 7 circles that are part of our Treaty 2 territory. 7 circles. They address and draft laws and policies with the local nations. And they do these they do the laws and the policies with the nation as well. And my friends, of those 7 circles that you see, our circles are headed by a keeper, along with the help by regional office keepers and local nation helpers. And they are all mandated to deliver objectives and assigned tasks through the yearly work plans developed by each keeper. And now I want to turn from our regular program over to the health and wellness part. We've moved our show from from noon hour to 3 in the afternoon so that we can accommodate the COVID update, so we can bring it to you fresh and bring the information to you as it comes up. As of today, Dr. Brent Rosen, there are 344 new cases, and 14 kinagatekyuk, kimachauk, manetu shopine, when we would opening one. This is a really good time for me to bring forward a personal commentary about COVID. Ikendam na nicho ganeduk, hindi na ganeduk, apajig ishaweni migum. Egetigo, nicha nishnave mena, nicha nishnave, apajig ishaweni migu. Apizanigo ayabin, please take the time to consider my message. Please stay home. Only go out for essentials. Stay within your region. Kini oga imagaya in ikitakin mi ma etaya kan keu bakani jaken. And I think we got to share this more often. We have to remind ourselves that now is not the time to be hosting gatherings. Don't do it. It's very serious. For Ugitadisik elders out there, it's okay to tell people that you need to limit your household to those who live there. Only the people who live in your household should be with you in your house. I've noticed, and just in checking all throughout the Treaty 2 territory this afternoon, that most nations are restricting access and asking for no visitors at this time. So please heed some good advice. Also want to add that most nations will be restricting access and will be checking and probably monitoring who comes in and out of the community. So I'm asking for your support in a good way. And next, I want to give you some hope here, something to look forward to next week as we go through this weekend. As we go into Friday night, I want you to remember that we will be able to come together soon. It can happen. It will happen again. And we just need to be patient and follow the COVID measures. And we know a vaccine is on the way. Here's something you could do. If you have an elder that you're fond of, that you're aware of, maybe your own kukum or your mishumis, maybe your kimama yes, kimagi baba yes, maybe one of your uncles or aunties. I'd like you to consider phoning one of them, phoning an elder and checking up on them, and visiting on the phone, because elders like that, like talking on the phone. And I'm encouraging you to help one another. Help one another, please. Do you ever feel sad sometimes? Do you get that feeling too? Well, if you're missing your family, why not consider using the computer, using technology, and using FaceTime, or making a video message and sending it to one of your parents or your grandparents? That's a good way to communicate your message. But there's nothing more better than writing an old-fashioned good letter on a Christmas card. That means so much. People keep those cards. They tuck them away. They read them continuously over and over again. And that's another way you can connect with your elder. or with a member of your family. You can do it through technology, or you can do it through an old-fashioned letter on a Christmas card. Please make sure to heed my advice and consider buying yourself or maybe even making a Christmas card right from your house, right from where you live, right from where you're watching tonight. So, my friends, my relatives, if you go out, today, this afternoon, into this evening, I want you to keep 6 feet distance from everyone around you. I want you to wear a mask, and I want you to wash your hands constantly from time to time. Wash your hands. All this area here, all this area where you touch with your fingers. And in closing, for the COVID update, I want you to keep safe and let's look at it this way. We're not stuck at home, It's not like we're stuck at home. I like to look at it in a different way. We are safe in our homes. Think of it that way, that we are safe in our own homes. That's all I'm going to focus on here this afternoon. But I also like to add two more things before I go. Earlier this week was the International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women and Children. And we honor the families of the MMWIGT. That's our way of remembering. And it says here, our women, girls, men, boys, and two-spirited are sacred human beings. No more MMIWGT. Oh. Following this program, which is now changed from 12 noon to now 3 p.m., Health and Wellness, Jigo, has moved to the 3 p.m. slot. So 3 p.m. will be the Health and Wellness slot. And coming up later on this evening, would you like to learn Anishinaabe? Would you like to take part in learning how to spell the Anishinaabe alphabet? Me too. Well, when 6 o'clock rolls around, I want you to come and meet me here. Bring yourself a pen, and a blank piece of paper. Make sure you bring a blank piece of paper, because today we're going to learn about the alphabet, the Anishinaabe alphabet. There are 26 different letters and a symbol. There's a symbol in there. So today, if you're looking for a place to learn Anishinaabe, you've come to the right place. So I'll see you here at 6 p.m. Anishinaabe, right here. Come to this show. You can find us on Facebook, and for more information, go to www.fnt2t.com. I want you to know that in these sessions, I share the alphabet in Anishinaabe, and I include the speaking, the reading, the writing, and even the listening. I do it all. So if you're interested, let's start learning Anishinaabe together. And let's recapture all that glory of that language. After all, when you know the language, you know the land. It's our voice, it's our time. It's been an honor being here with you on behalf of Treaty 2 government and all of our staff and our Shkabeg and our nations and our circles, our keepers, and our Grand Chief Eugene Eastman. This is a very big pivotal moment in our life where we start up this mechanism and we start to roll together in lockstep, all moving forward in large numbers, one day at a time. Well, I guess the only tagline that comes to mind is easy does it. We'll see you again, my friend.